Welcome back again. I'm Mr.Gone, and this is a Raid Shadow Legends video. So, in the last couple videos, we've been talking about gear and champs. In the first one, we talked about how gearing isn't just as simple as like following the advice of a video you seen or a post you saw on Reddit or something. And in the second video, we talked more about how to think through like what a champ actually needs, like depending on like what their role is in the team and like what the problem is you're trying to solve and what stats you're going to need to solve the problem. So in this video, we're going to try to show you that process and what it looks like in action. And I'm going to do it two different ways. The first way, I'm going to try and use the actual in-game features and do it manually. And the second way, I'm going to go use the Hell Hades gear optimizer, and we're going to try it that way. And then we're going to compare the two. And the thing isn't really that we're trying to see which tool is better necessarily. It's just trying to understand the process behind the choices being made, for the specific gear and stats. So let's have a look. So before even touching any gear, what we need to do is we need to figure out what is this champ actually supposed to do? Like what is their role going to be? Like, are they a damage dealer? Are they like a control champ? Is this, is it a Hydra build? Because all of that's going to matter. And once I understand the role, then I can start thinking about what kind of stats are actually going to matter. Like, do I need a lot of accuracy? Do I need to do a lot of damage? Do I need to be really fast? So if you don't know the problem that you're trying to solve, then you're just kind of throwing gear on randomly. So let's start by finding the champ that we're going to use today. And I already know who it's going to be. Somebody that I pulled a while back, and he used to be pretty meta in arena. Good old Gaius. But I never built him because I had other people. I had, Nishak and stuff like that, and so I really didn't find a need for him. But today we're going to do it because why not? I already, at the time, booked him up, and so let's get started. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to open this up, and we're going to open up the filter here. And I know, okay, so what I was saying here is, what does he do? Okay, well, he is just bombs. And so I'm not really wanting him to do a lot of like actual like melee type damage. I'm mostly wanting him to do all the damage from his bombs. That's where he's going to do. That's what I'm prioritizing him to do. I've seen it. You can have him do actual damage as well, like get him, crit rate, crit damage, to where he's doing the bombs. If you have the gear to do this kind of thing, like with any champ, you're obviously, especially with ones that have multiple roles. Like he's not just like a damage dealing champ. He has, bombs. He lands debuffs. So you would, in a perfect world, you would want to have everything, right? You'd want to have him. He'd want to be pretty fast. He'd want to have, crit rate, a lot of crit damage, high attacks, because his bombs are based off of how high your attack is. So you'd want to have your attack really high, but you want to have a lot of accuracy because you want to land the bombs, so you want to have all that stuff. But that's in a perfect world, and that is not where we're at right now. So my priority is going to be, I need him to land the bombs. If I can do that, then I'll be happy. I know that I want to have him in a stone skin set. I want to have him in a one-piece stone skin because I want him to be able to, survive long enough for this to work. So let's see here. The first thing, if we're gonna do a stone skin set, if you're gonna do like sets, the first thing you want to try to do is see. I only need 4 pieces, so I'm just gonna do a 4-piece set. Um, but typically, if you're trying to do like the 9-piece sets, you can always try to go along and see if you have it in your accessories first, because if you do, that kind of frees up some of the slots that you have up here for something else. Because if you do have them, cool. Well, if I have like all 3, then now I only need 1 up here, and then I can use the other slots for something else. It frees me up for like what type of gear I can find. Maybe I can find a set of something else. But if I don't have it, if I don't have anything down here, well, then 4 of these slots are going to be taken up, and I'm only going to have 2 left. So all of this is going to be just whatever else I can find. So let's see here. The first thing I want to do is I know that he needs accuracy. So accuracy. So we're going to, let's go down here. Primary stat, accuracy. And this is all I'm working with here. So I have, no, you know what? Hold on a second. Let me speed, attack percent, or on here it's just attack, but accuracy. So, and then I'm going to go down here and I'm going to hide set filters. So now all of my stuff for Night Revenant with the stuff that I set, for the accuracy being the main stat, and then all of this being high priority. This is the order that we got here for the banners. So we already looked at this. That has no speed. That has, all right. So that's 13%, 12 and 13. And then obviously we can always bring this up. I mean, a lot of this is already, it's not going to be leveled up yet either. So like the stats that you're seeing over here aren't going to be, oh, wait, almost forgot. We want to go into the fitting room. Almost forgot that. So that's where we can compare our stats. I'm going to try this one on. And then you can go across here and just, I don't know why I have that in here. Curial, no. I really don't want to use. All right, so it looks like that one is going to be the winner for our banners. Get rid of that. Let's see here. I still have these set. That's only a 5-star. Wow. Okay. Slim pickings, kids. So, oh, that's, I already knew that was good. Crit damage, HP. So that, and also, I'm gonna get 40 extra accuracy for using the Pharaoh set. I get another 40 if I use 3. 5% speed. That's crit damage. I don't need any crit damage. No. 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 Blah. Alright, so let's try this. Let's see here. Get rid of that. That all set still. Yep. I know I don't want that. This, because I saved these for things like with Scarab and stuff. Let's try this on. Just wait. What do we got? Oh, I have. My speed goes up. Well, actually, if my... No, that's because of... Okay. No... I think... Alright, we're going to go here. Because I'm going to get that extra 5% speed. And my defense is really low too, so that's... I'll be able to raise that up a little bit. We'll go here. And we'll go here. Alright, so I know that I want... Priority stats. Attack. Speed. Accuracy. I know that I want a stone skin set. Where are you? I passed it already. There we go. Alright, so I know I want attack percent boots. And I'm gonna hopefully, I know this looks meek at the moment, but I'm gonna hopefully be able to try to find the speed elsewhere because I want to build my attack up high enough that the bombs do as much damage as possible. So let's see here. Go down here, primary stats, attack percent. Ah, okay. Let's see. That one's got... All right, yeah. Yep. All right, so we got the attack percent boots. Now I want to get accuracy banner. Accuracy banner. Or not banner, chest plate. My bad. All right, let's see here. That's not awful. Probably put this on here and let's compare the stats on the other ones here. No. I don't want to go down. I want to go up. So we're gonna keep that one there. See what we got. I know I want attack percent gloves. So attack percent gloves. Whoop. Where are we at here? This is the only attack percent gloves that I have. All right. Well, that's not going to happen. So I don't have any attack percent. This is the only sets that I have attack percent gloves in. So we'll come back to that. Shield. So I need 2 more pieces. Let's see here. Accuracy. Let's try. We'll try it on. Then we'll just kind of go across here and see what we get here. I don't know. What is this one again? Oh man. My speed goes up by 4. Accuracy goes down. But yeah. So between this accuracy chest and this accuracy banner, I'm once I level it up, each one of them is going to get about 30% or 30 more accuracy. So that's another 60. So we'll be close to 400. Plus, I've got I have glyphs for everything as well. I don't know. Let's see here. That's that dropped way low. I think we're gonna go with this one. I think we're gonna go with that one. I know. Yeah, we're gonna go with that one. All right. So now we're gonna move on to. Oops. Get out of there. Helmets. Let's see. Attack speed. You know what? I'm going to substats. We're gonna do speed. Select accuracy. Select. And that is the only helmet I have that has both of those on there. All right. So, all right. Let's try one more thing here. Get rid of that. This over here. Still selected. All right. So I still have substats of speed and accuracy on here. Okay. All right. Let's try that on, and we'll just kind of go across here and see what we can do. I don't want the speed to go down, that's for sure. Yeah. Get 11 more. I really, if I, man, I think we're just gonna stick with what we got. I think we're just gonna stick with what we got here. Yeah, because I don't want. Yeah, we'll just stick with what we got. All right, so now we got our 4 pieces here. So I am gonna try to bring this up by finding another piece of this, of the Pharaoh set. So let's see. What do I need? Gauntlets. Gauntlets. I know. Take this off here. Oops, sorry, my bad. So for the gauntlets, we got gauntlet. I want attack percent. Gauntlets. And I want a feral set. And let's see here. Okay, so because of, see, like I said, I get another 68. I have accuracy here. And then I'm also going to get another 40 accuracy from getting this piece. So let's and 17% attack percent. Let's try that. Let's see what we got here. No. All right. I think we're gonna go with that. We'll just keep the one that we got here. And wait, well, you know what? Really, oops. So let's see here. I think I just messed that up. That is not what I want. Take those off. All right, let's go up here. I don't know what I was seeing. I was seeing the wrong thing, I believe. Clearly. Let's see here. See if we can get that out of here. Here. Speed. Select. Accuracy. Select. All right, now. There we go. There we go. There we go. Now we're talking. Right now. All right, so yeah, we're just going to stick with what we got here because I don't want any of this to go down. All right, so we'll stick with that. So we got 4 pieces of stone skin. We got the 3 pieces of ferrule to get the accuracy. And now I am going to just open up all of this. I'm going to gauntlets. I'm going to put attack percent and take these off and I'm going to hide the set filters. Let's see here. Attack percent. Oh wait, that's in the substats. I was like, why attack percent? Oh, all right. Well, never mind. I kept looking at it and I'm like, why is this not having what I'm looking for here? And it's because I was in the wrong thing here. So, what do we got here? Try that. All right. So we're gonna go with this. So this is what we're doing here. That took a lot longer than I anticipated, and that was on me because I kept picking the wrong things. But that's how it is when you're going through here and trying to do this manually. If you're trying to pick through all these different things, I mean, it's not terrible, but I mean, it is what it is. All right, so this is what we're gonna go with. And like I said, none of this is leveled up all the way, so we're gonna do that too. We're gonna go ahead and hit equip. So now we got this. And now we're going to go through and as you can see, we got the bonuses. We got the accuracy, the speed, you know, we got the 4-piece stone skin. So now we're going to go through and well, let's look at the stats here. So we're at 210, 4600, 390, about 400 accuracy. So let's upgrade all of this and see what we get. Resistance. That one's already all the way up. What are we going to get here? Really? Okay. Let's see. I mean, and we can always ascend all this stuff as we get the stuff to do it. I got more defense, which is good because his defense is kind of low. It's pretty low. I mean, he's not meant to be tanky, but I mean, I don't want him to be dead. He's dead. He can't do any damage. So that's where the stone skin comes in, at least for the first turn, anyway. All right. So there's. We're gonna go through here. We're gonna level all this up, and then we'll come back through. We'll see what everything is, what all the stats are after leveling all this up, and then we'll go through and we'll glip everything, and we'll see where we're at then too. You hate to see it when you got a piece that's, you know, like legendary or whatever, and you already have everything open, and you're like, oh yeah, like, but please land here, you know, and it lands on something you completely don't need. So all right, well, that helps, that works. And let's see here. All right, so let's see what we're working with now. Now, okay, all right, so we did find the speed that we were looking for. We didn't get speed boots. We got attack percent boots, but we were able to find speed elsewhere. He's also at 478, and this is before I use any of the glyphs. I'm about to put the glyphs on, and we're gonna see what we got. So his defense is kind of low, but as I said, we still got to do the glyphs. He does have a little bit of health from Bless. I mean, well, you can see it all here. The masteries, you know, affinity bonuses, you know. Let's see here. Let's go through and glyph it all up. I really don't. Let's see here. So I don't want to go past maybe. I mean, this is for me. You can. This is. I talked about this in other videos about how when I'm building teams, like I'll have my debuffers will be between this speed and up, you know, like the speed leads and things like that, like turn meter, you know, manipulation tamps, you know, things like that, like all of that kind of CC stuff, like all those I want to have from here up, and then from here to here, you know, I don't want to have like my damage dealers and stuff cutting ahead of them, normally. Now with him, it's a little bit different of a case because he's not really relying on like decreased defense or something like that to do more damage. Now I would like somebody else, you know, to maybe put some like increased attack. I don't think that he does any of that himself, honestly. Nope, 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 nope. So I'm not wanting him to cut in front of any of the like buffers and anything. Somebody that I might be able to put him up against or put him up with that might give him increased attack to bump this up even more. He's going to do even more damage, you know. So I don't want to go past. We'll call it 230. We don't want to go past 230. So I'll only want to give him like 10 more speed. Like I don't want to give him anything else. So let's see here. All right. Now this is something else that like can take a while too, because the thing that drives me insane is that you could sit here and do like 25 times and keep pulling the one. Like, really? You know what I mean? It's like I feel like as you go up, things like you shouldn't. When I'm all the way up here and like 4-star, 5-star, 6, like I shouldn't still be like there's 3, but I'm still at 5-star. I'm still pulling ones. You know what I mean? They need to change that. That shouldn't be that way. So, all right, that works. Let's see here. I mean, you can stop wherever you want. I just want to see. I'm not really worried about the resistance, so I'm not going to do it a bunch of times. I'm just going to get whatever I get. And we'll even go ahead and we'll just throw one ascension on all of them. Just one. Oh, there we go. We'll just throw one ascension on just to kind of see where it's at, so that maybe later I can come back and do it a little better. So I already got 4. And now we got 8. I think we'll stop there with the speed. We'll just leave the speed alone now, because he should be at like 228 now. So we'll leave that alone, and we'll just do everything else. Now when I go through with the optimizer, we very well, I mean, especially once I've gotten all of this stuff upgraded and whatnot, we very well will pull some of this same gear. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, all right, we're done here. Moving on. I'm not going to do that all day. I mean, you very well could if you wanted to. Let's see here. There you go. You love to see it. All right, one. All right, we'll take it. Nothing like staying alive. All right. Let's see here. Accuracy. 7. There we go. I'm not gonna do speed anymore. Resistance. I really don't even need to do it. I'm just kind of just doing it because I'm not too worried about his resistance. I mean, if he does get more, cool. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. Because his resistance, I mean, I guess it's not, I mean, it's not great by any means, but he does have a little bit, you know, it's at like 200 now. So, let's see here. Not doing that. So, that always works. I mean, I typically like to save some of the I'll just go with the 4s usually because I'll typically have a lot more of those. You get a lot more of that. But I'll typically try to save these for, you know, some time down the road, like if I need it for something or let's see here. I mean, that'll help. I mean, it'll help him stay alive a little bit. All right. Chest plate. Let's see here. Let's see here. Come on, 4. There we go. HP. I don't need that. Ascend. That is awesome. That is awesome. Let's see here. Go. 3. I'll give it a couple more just see if we can get the 4. If not, whatever. One more. Sweet. All right, resistance, just whatever we get. And we're not doing the speed. And ascend. HP. All right, let's see what we get down here. All right. One more, 2 more. I lied. All right. All right, cool. Attack percent. Oh, come on. Shimon Lee. I told you that I always think that as soon as I say that. Every time. Every time. It doesn't matter if I'm cooking or at work, like it doesn't matter. Like the minute somebody says come on, that Shimon Lee from Rush Hour just is the first thing that pops in my head, and I don't know why. All right, come on. I'm fighting it. All right. All right, I'm not going to keep doing it. Like I said, you could, but. All right, let's see here. Almost done. All right, so, and then we're going to see what build we have, and I'm also going to save it as a gear set for them. So that way we'll have it ready. Once we put the other gear set on, we can come back to this one and look side by side and just kind of see, you know, what it looks like. It's kind of, I mean, defense is usually not great. I mean, it's cool. It depends on the champ, you know. But when you got like a damage dealer, you're like, oh, I need attack, I need or whatever it is, you know. But for somebody like with right now, his defense is pretty low, so it works out. Oh, come on. I'm trying not to say it. One more. One more. One more. This is the last one, I promise. All right. Really, one more. All right. Killing me, Raid. 2, 4. There we go. Let's see here. Nah. All right, we'll just take that and then send it. I would have rather had accuracy, honestly, but whatever, we'll take it. So let's go see what we got right now. Okay, all right, okay. So he's at almost 50. We got 48,000 HP. Defense is kind of low. Attack is almost 6,000. It's 5,800. 228 speed, so that's not terrible. You know, I didn't want to go over 230. For me, myself, you can do whatever you want. His accuracy is decent. It's over 500. So I mean, I guess for manually picking out the gear like this, I mean, it wasn't terrible. I myself kind of got lost in what I was looking at a couple of times, but that's because I'm blind and my eyes aren't great. But you may do a faster job than I did. So I don't think that's a terrible build. I think that's pretty good. So what we're going to do here so that we have it is we're going to go to the filter and we're going to go to preset manager and we're going to champion presets. We're going to save this as manual build. All right, save as champion preset. So there's manual build, and it's got everything in here, and then we can have we have all the stats over here, and then when we get the next set built up, and we'll come over here and we'll click over on it, and it'll put the stats next to what we got here. So let's see. Where are we at here? For the artifact optimizer here, where are we at? All right. So for that, you're going to need to get this. You're going to need to go to hellhades.com, and you're going to need to download the artifact extractor. And it doesn't take any of your information, you know, like your personal stuff or anything like account information. The only stuff that it goes through, and it looks at just what champs you have, what gear you have, the glyphs you got, like the champ building stuff, the stuff that it needs to know, you know. And then you'll hit upload to website, and then when you do that, it'll open up this here. I guess we can put that back down, and you need to be in this screen here, where like the gearing, the champ selection and gear and all that stuff. You need to be there at least, and for this to work. So then, make sure you do. I like to just go through and do live refresh just to make sure everything's good. Then we go to champs. I already put in the GA because I was going through this already. And you'll find, this is where I can reset this here. This is where you're going to find like all your champs. It always glitches out like that. I don't know why, but it always does. And we need GA. Gaius. Let's see here. So it's going to show you what he has right now. And we're going to go down here to optimize. We're going to turn on use remote optimization. We're going to go to balance build. Now I already gone through here and I didn't run it, but I already pre-selected some things. So I already went through and I found that I wanted a stone skin set. You go through here and you select the set that you want. If you want a set, if you don't, you can just go through and set your stats and whatever. And I wanted it to be a 4-piece set. So we got that here. All of this here, if you select one of these, it will not pick from that type of gear. Like if I don't want it to use any regeneration gear because I want to keep all those just to use for sets because those are important, then I'll click on this and now it fades out. You won't use that. Same with all these down here. Like anything on this page here that you click on, it will not select that. Another thing you want to go through here and do is I already went through and I selected these are the glyphs that I'll be able to now you can run it without doing this. You don't have to do this and it'll just find whatever it can find and then you can just add this stuff later. But if I put these on here now and say that, hey, I have these, then maybe especially if you're having trouble finding stuff, then you can go through here and be like, okay, well, what if I tell you that I have all these glyphs, and then sometimes it's like, oh, well, if you have that, well, then yeah, we couldn't find the stats before, but if you add this in, then yeah, we do have that stuff. So then you can go through here and put in what your masteries are, things like that. What else we got here? Got the presets. I know what I'm looking for. I'm just going through here and just kind of showing you the different stuff here. This is where you put the stats in, stuff like that. Now, for the slots, I went ahead and so that we could have the same type of build, I deselected all of this except for the gauntlets. I have attack percent, I have an accuracy chest, I have attack percent boots, and an accuracy banner. That's everything else I just left alone. Now you can, if you want to keep the stuff that you have and you just want to pick, certain things, then you would deselect this. I don't want you to find me any gloves. I'm just going to keep the stuff that I got. Just find me this stuff, but I want to find the whole set. So now we're going to go here to the stats. I've put in that I want him to be at least 215 speed because I'll be able to put the glyphs in. I put in that I want him to have at least 400 accuracy. And then I'm going to prioritize attack the highest. And I'm not quite sure if this right here confuses it or not, but I do it all the time. Now, if I were to put this as a 2, then it's going to, obviously, this is going to be higher priority than this, but I want them both to be highest priority, and I'm not quite sure exactly, the programming behind it. So I'm not going to worry about crit rate, crit damage, resistance, none of that stuff. I'm hoping that it'll find me enough HP and defense along the way. And like I said, I guess since I already put in that I have those glyphs, I'm going to raise this up. And we'll put this about 225. We'll put that there. So I'm going to make this, I don't want to go over 230. We'll just say that. So it's going to try to find me speed somewhere in between here. All right. So now we're just going to hit start and view our progress. Another reason why I didn't want to edit any of this out is because I actually wanted to show you how long it takes to do these things. All right. So you can view it as the cards. It'll rank them, and I like to view it as a list. And then I can come through here and I can kind of see what I'm looking at. Let's see here. So that's okay. All right. So this obviously is going to be the best one. Okay. So it already It already picked two of the things. Like I said, it picked two things that we have already. How come? All right, so there's one, two. I do not. Am I seeing this wrong? Like, am I not seeing sets? Yeah. Okay. I'm just making sure that I'm seeing this correctly here. And let's see. Let us see. I'm pretty sure. Okay, well, I'm guessing this is okay. So his defense. That okay. That's what it is. His defense is super low here. I wasn't even looking at that. I was looking at this and this here, and I was like, wow, that's really good. And then I was like, oh, okay. So all right. So I want his defense to be a little bit better than that. We'll go. I mean, it's still not that big of a difference, really, honestly. Um, maybe we'll go. This one's not terrible. 499. Um, now again, like I still haven't ascended things all the way either, so you can still get some stats out of that. This one here is looking pretty juicy. This one here has the highest accuracy though. So and the speed's whatever, and all the defense is not really too big of a difference to really make a difference. So I think we're gonna go with this one here. What is this one? I have stuff on other people that I. Okay, so three of these things are already we already chose for him. This, wow, that's crazy to me. Okay, all right. Well, this doesn't matter because I'm not using him at all. That's how is he getting so much accuracy out of all of this? I do not understand. Huh? That's wild. All right. Well, if that's what they say, then that's what they say. So we're gonna go with what they say here. We're gonna go with this one. So we'll equip in game, executed successfully. So this is all the new gear that we just traded in. It's gonna take the gear off of him. So we're gonna go with this. Get rid of that. We're gonna go with equip. Continue. And we'll go through here. We'll do the same thing we just did with the other one. Upgrade all this stuff. And I'm just going to go ahead and do all the enchant. Well, first I need to see how fast he is. After, what is this? Okay, so he doesn't have speed boots. Let's go through. We'll upgrade everything first. And then we'll, so we, in case it, brings any of the speed up. I don't want him to be too fast. That one's good. Let's see here. Damage, totally useless on this build. Let's see here. Yucky. So, why did it choose this? I don't understand. I mean, it is what it is. This is what it shows. I could have chose to. I only put in that I wanted the 4-piece stone skin, and then just let it choose whatever else it was going to pick. I could have chose other things specifically. I could have added like another couple of sets off the barrel, or something like that, so that I would have got a bigger bonus off the barrel stuff. But I mean, frankly, his accuracy is pretty good, so I'm not really going to complain about that. All right, let's see here. All right, all the rest of this is good. So let's see where we're at now. We're at 198. And we're at 508. Okay. All right. So let's see here. Let's go through. So I can do a lot, actually. Let's go through here. And we'll just... Alright, so... That's not what I wanted. I mean, I could have used it, but... Alright, let's see here. Come on. Give it to me. No? One more? No, we're not gonna keep doing that again. I mean, we might have to, honestly. Let's see here. Come on. See, this is the thing with the RNG in this game, is that like it's so high that you get the low stuff. Like it's wild to me that they don't just have it bumped up just a little bit more. So you're not just completely just blowing through resources trying to get something, and you could be sitting here just, I mean, if I was not so far into the game, you know what I'm saying, like I've been doing this for a while and saved this many up, there's plenty of people out there that don't have 500 of these, you know what I mean? So it's like, I really think they need to up their RNG rates of like, you know, getting the better stats, because they're way too low of getting like the lowest stuff, and it can be pretty frustrating, you know, especially when you start running low on something, you know, and then you're just like, oh god, you know, like, why why is it so bad? Why do you do this to me, Raid? All right, so there's that. We'll do this one. Let's see here. All right, that helps a lot. That doesn't. Oh, come on. There we go. Not that. There we go. Now, obviously, going through and doing this it's going to be faster one way and it's going to be slower another way. And we can already tell which way was faster and which way was slower. I honestly, like, I haven't done this, what you just saw me do is the first time that I went through and manually did any of this stuff in years. Ever since the optimizer came out, I have not manually did my gear. I just haven't. And it's not that it's bad, it's just a convenience thing, you know. It's literally just, okay, well, I can go over there and I don't have to spend the time sifting through all this gear. I'll just have this, you know, website do it for me, you know. And that's, but I mean, some people maybe they don't want to do that. Some people don't trust putting things on their PC, you know, things that are going to like look through their game and stuff. They're afraid of, you know, it's going to do something or cause a problem, or maybe Raid will think it's cheating, you know, just like RSL Helper, you know, like, and neither of these are, because both Hell Hades and, you know, Barbstoff, as far as like RSL Helper goes, like they speak with the company and they aren't doing anything that the company's not aware of or the company doesn't like. You're not going to get in trouble. Like, I promise you, you're not going to get in trouble for that, for using either of these. All right, so ascend, HP. All right, gauntlets. Let's see. And the thing with the perception gear is that it also gives you an accuracy bonus, and but it's not a 9-piece set. You know, for 2 pieces you'll get like, well, I think it was like 40, and then like 5 speed or something like that. So it still gives you a bonus. So I get why it was used. It's just, if I would have, like the way you saw it on the other build that we did a minute ago, if I used 3 pieces of the Pharaoh gear, then I get another 40. So to me, obviously that's why I did that when I did it myself, because I knew that I would get that extra stat bonus in there. But the accuracy is still over 500, so they found it elsewhere, you know. So that's what I'm saying. Like, all right, so there's this. I don't want to mess with this one because this was one of the pieces that we already had. I think that one was too well. I mean, if it goes over a little bit, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna do anything. It's not gonna hurt anything, but I just didn't want to go over. So we'll see how it is. If he's a few speed off, we're not gonna even count that as an issue. You know, that doesn't matter. He's gonna be fine, like where he's at, no matter where it is. Let's see here. I'm not gonna. Actually, this is a new one, so this one I will add the speed to. All right. Oh gosh, come on. I know this isn't as action packed as you may want it to be, but I the reason why I'm doing all there we go. That's gonna help. The reason why I'm doing this and not editing it out is because this is part of it. This is part of what I wanted to show you. Is not only how to do it, but the time it takes to do each of these things. You know, because if you're going to go through and do it, I want you to make an educated decision based off of real information. And the real information is going to tell you that, like, well, one of them takes a while, one of them still takes a little while, but doesn't take as long. So, and you could also go through, like, once if you go through here and you see that you don't really like what it is, you can always go back through and, you know, redo it, you know, try to find something better, you know, or change some stats a little bit or just whatever, you know. That's all up to you. So I'm just, you know, showing you how to go through the process of, like, what it looks like, you know, doing it, you know, like find actual all the information that you have. Now you're actually using that and going, this is part of one of them. I don't gotta mess with that one. This one. This one was not. I don't think that was. This is a different one, I think. Yeah, I think this was different, right? No. This was, yeah, I'm going to leave that one alone too. So, because I don't want to raise his speed up. That was the same one that we had before. Let's see. So we're at 216. I'm not going to focus on this right now. I'm going to focus on all the other stats. Because this one, the only reason, it gave me these based on the fact that I said that I was going to put +4 on all of them. But if I choose the other one, I don't want to go too fast. So we're going to take this. We're going to take this gear. And we're going to open up the filter preset manager. And we're going to download this. And we're going to call this HH build. Save as champion preset. All right, so there's this one. This is where we have the HH one on here now. And here's the other one. There's a side-by-side comparison. We're not going to focus on the speed because I purposely left out some of the stuff. So let's see here. Let's see. So yeah, I guess the HH build is a little bit better. It gave us a little bit more, well, we don't have as much defense. I got us a little bit more defense on my own. The speed, like I said, I didn't put in the other glyphs. We have a decent chunk more accuracy. Yeah. So I guess it looks like. Well, actually, hold on. I didn't. There we go. I forgot to flip that over too. There we go. Now we're talking. Now it's what the build of. I'm like, that doesn't look okay, because I was pretty sure that the both were over 500. All right, so we still do have a little bit more accuracy, and we have a little bit more defense over here. But I'd say both of these turned out to be pretty decent builds. I think I'm going to end up going with this one over here, just because it has a little bit more attack and actually a little more of what I want. I'll add the glyphs over to here. Um, and it's got a little more accuracy. So I think this is the one we're gonna go with. Is the HH build, which is, no, I guess that's the one we already have on. So uh, honestly, like both of those were like usable builds, obviously, which kind of goes back to what we said about there's not just one perfect way to do something. So at the end of the day, like the important part isn't really like the tool that you used to get there. It's just understanding what you're trying to build in the first place. You know, like what is the role? You know, like the what am I trying to solve? You know, what stats do I need? You know, because once you understand the role and you know the problem and what you need stat wise to like to solve it and find a solution, the gearing process starts to like make more sense. And whether you do, and that's whether you do it like manually or you know with the optimizer or whatever, uh, that part doesn't change. That part stays the same. So that being said, um, I want to know in the comments, what do you do when you're building champs? Do you do it manually or do you use an optimizer? And what do you like about the way that you're doing things? And did I show you anything today that maybe you weren't doing or weren't utilizing or didn't know was there? Um, that said, you know, I hope you have a great day / night. I'll see you next time. Bye.